what I've heard about them as a couple is that they've been living separate lives for a very long time.
See, there's no artist, let me be clear, there's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't sold their songs.
It begins with shadows, silhouettes of a child most fans have only seen in fragments. Glimpses from 2017 Instagram posts, a blurry frame in a 2021 holiday video, a still from Beyonce's Black is King where only Blue Ivy and Rumi are visible. Sir Carter, Beyonce and JayZ's son, Blue and Rumi's twin brother, is there and not there. He's the phantom child of pop culture royalty. While Blue commands the world stage with the poise of a legacy heir and Rumi begins slipping into the spotlight with curated appearances at Super Bowls and Ivy Park shoots, Sir remains elusive. It's not just rare, it's orchestrated.
And I'm not saying allegedly.
Oh.
I'm saying, Sean Carter, you're a piece of shit. Taking Pimp C wasn't bad enough. You just want to go down there and you want to just remove all of the balls from every real gangster in Houston.
And that's what has fans whispering, speculating, and digging through years of content for patterns. This isn't some shy child choosing privacy. This is a calculated absence, one that has persisted for 7 years through tours, interviews, documentaries, and family photo ops. Sir is either being hidden or he's being erased. The question isn't just where is Sir anymore, it's why are they keeping him out of sight? And more disturbingly, what don't they want us to see? It didn't help that every time Sir's name does resurface, it's wrapped in something slick, corporate, and evasive. Like the recent launch of Beyonce's whiskey line, Sir Davis. The rollout was glamorous, seductive, and steeped in family lore. An homage, she said, to her great-grandfather, a moonshiner named Davis Hogue. But why Sir Davis? Why name the bottle after the child she never shows? Was it a subtle tribute to a son the world keeps asking about, or a strategic way to pacify fans without actually revealing anything? One commenter put it bluntly, "Ma'am, we need the Sir visuals." But visuals never came. Instead, we got marketing.
Weirdo. I don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever.
And that's when it gets darker. Because what started as harmless fan curiosity has morphed into a conspiracy with teeth. Industry insiders have whispered for years that Sir might not be Beyonce's biological child. It's the so-called surrogate secret, a theory that's been circling since before the twins were born. Beyonce's pregnancy in 2017 was notably more private than her first, and there was speculation about pre-recorded content, staged imagery, and a strangely choreographed birth announcement that broke Instagram records but answered none of the obvious questions. JayZ said in an interview that Sir came out like man, like Sir framing his name as something earned in the delivery room. But insiders say there were no delivery room leaks, no hospital confirmations, and Beyonce's famously difficult pregnancy was documented only in glossy retrospectives, tightly edited and released after the fact. Could it be that Sir was born through a surrogate, that the Carters, in an effort to maintain a flawless family narrative, leaned into theatricality to hide the truth?
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce.
The rumor goes further that Sir might not even be JayZ. One source, a former assistant turned ghostwriter for a top-tier R&B artist, claims that back in 2016, just as Beyonce was finishing Lemonade, a hush-hush agreement was signed between Parkwood Entertainment and a fertility agency based in LA. The timeline, they say, doesn't quite match up with what Beyonce's camp has presented. They wanted another boy, the source alleges, but they didn't want another tabloid mess. So they made sure it all looked like art. Meanwhile, Sir's complete absence from major Carter family moments has become impossible to ignore. The Super Bowl? Rumi and Blue were there. JayZ posed on the field with them. Proud dad mode activated. Sir? Not in a single frame. Beyonce's GQ interview this past fall painted a picture of maternal devotion, but it tiptoed around her son. Rumi was described as an emerging artist, Blue as a powerhouse in the making. For Sir, the only quote came from Tina Knowles, delivered with an odd, measured detachment. Sir is very quiet. He does all the numbers stuff. What number stuff? He's 7. And since when does being into electronics qualify someone for near total exclusion from their family's media narrative?
Why the would you need to sign a don't ask about a plane crash if it was accidental?
Do you feel like...
Tell me that. Riddle me that. Work with me here in this moment.
And I'm gonna ask you.
A plane crash should be accidental.
Should be.
Even Ye, during one of his many volcanic spirals, took time to aim his digital flamethrower at the Carters' youngest. He questioned their mental capacity, a move so vile even Kim Kardashian, who's spent the last few years avoiding public wars with her ex, reportedly considered it the final straw. But West's outburst did something unintentional. It broke the silence. People began asking why the idea of Sir seems to invite controversy from every angle. Why is this one child treated like a state secret? The answer may lie in the image control the Carters have always mastered. Their brand is myth-making. From Blue Ivy's studio debut at 2 days old to Beyonce's choreographed baby bump reveal at the VMAs, every milestone is a statement. So what does it say when one of their children is consistently missing from the tableau? Is it possible that they're hiding more than just a preference for privacy?
A lot of potential. Jay was more quiet. But I mean, I learned that Jay was being quiet because he was taking notes. He was taking notes, observing everything, taking it all in. Because, sometimes you're around and you're watching to see things to do. But some people are around.
Some fans believe Sir may be on the spectrum, which, if true, shouldn't be a scandal at all. But in the hyper-staged world of pop royalty, a neurodivergent heir might not fit the carefully curated image of Carter perfection. Could that be why Sir is only referenced, never spotlighted? Why his name gets slapped on a whiskey bottle before his face gets shown on TV? And speaking of that whiskey, let's talk about what Sir Davis might really mean. While Beyonce claims it's a nod to her great-grandfather, some suspect it's a smokescreen, a way to link Sir to a product without having to engage with his actual life, like placing a photo in a vault and showing everyone the frame. She's even used the phrase, "Davis in my bones," in a caption. Was that about ancestral roots? Or a quiet admission that this brand was always meant to deflect questions about her son? Because here's the cold, bitter truth. If Sir had the charisma of Rumi or the stage presence of Blue, would he be hidden away? Would he be left out of major family moments, scrubbed from promotional content, and relegated to background shadows while his siblings thrive in the limelight? Or is his invisibility not a coincidence at all, but a symptom of something deeper?
JayZ got his whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got it after. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your whooped.
Beyonce and Jay-Z have always played the long game. Their silence is never accidental. Every image is curated, every lyric dissected. They've survived lawsuits, betrayals, even Ye. But when it comes to Sir, they've chosen shadows over stories, vagueness over vulnerability, and fans are starting to feel deceived. There's a growing sense that the public has been sold an illusion, that behind the flawless performances and billion-dollar empire, there's a carefully sealed vault filled with truths we're not supposed to access. What are the Carters really hiding, and why are they going to such extreme lengths to keep Sir out of the spotlight?
Oh, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
And then, just when the mystery surrounding Sir Carter seemed to reach a quiet stalemate, Ye, never one to leave Pandora's box unopened, decided to rip the lid clean off. In a string of now deleted tirades posted at 3 a.m. on X, the artist formerly known as Ye threw a verbal Molotov cocktail at the Carters, dragging their youngest children directly into the chaos. His accusations were foul, reckless, and if you squint past the rant, maybe not entirely ungrounded. Wait, he wrote, has anyone ever seen JayZ and Beyonce's younger kids? No, like literally, the post was gone within minutes, but not before it ignited a blaze of speculation that hasn't faded since. We've seen this before with Ye. He oscillates between moments of uncomfortable clarity and full-blown digital spiraling, but even his most erratic episodes tend to be rooted in real tension. We remember how he predicted the Kardashian split before anyone admitted it. We remember how he dragged the Grammys, then exposed their shady voting boards. So when he questions the well-being of Sir and Rumi, and when he does it in a way that's so specific, so targeted, we're forced to ask, is there something here we're not supposed to see?
I know so much on how you got where you are, how you stepped on many people.
It wasn't just one tweet. West posted, deleted, then reposted variations of the same theme over and over, insisting the Carters are controlled, that they've hidden their son for reasons darker than stage fright or book smarts. He claimed artificial insemination had a role, dropped cryptic references to mental capacity, and then, perhaps most chillingly, called Sir and Rumi the products of a system that protects optics over truth. It was unhinged, it was cruel, but it also lined up eerily with the exact kind of curated silence we've been tracking all along. And what if the stakes are even higher than we thought? There's a swirling rumor that refuses to fade, an alleged inheritance clause buried deep within the Carter estate. According to a former entertainment lawyer who once negotiated licensing deals for the Roc Nation empire, there's been long-standing speculation about a private trust linked to performance obligations, public image rights, and family appearances. The clause, if it exists, allegedly restricts full inheritance access unless all 3 children participate in the Carter brand's public-facing operations. It's impossible to confirm, of course, but when you lay that next to Sir's ongoing invisibility, the whispers get louder. Is his absence hurting him financially, or worse, was it arranged that way from the start?
Family out tonight is a family affair. I saw your mother-in-law so proud of.
Yeah, we're going,
The theory suggests that by keeping Sir off the public stage, the Carters maintained flexibility in how their empire is divided. If true, that would mean a child's media presence, his exposure, his marketability is being weighed against future payouts, and in a family where Blue Ivy is now a Grammy-winning performer, and Rumi has already charted on Billboard, it's not hard to imagine the quiet twin being sidelined for not fitting the Carter vision of legacy. It's capitalism dressed in couture, family framed like a business portfolio, and yet if you listen closely, there have been cracks. Most of them come from Tina Knowles, the family matriarch and unofficial spokesperson whenever Beyonce won't comment. She's done the rounds, interviews with E! News, red carpet soundbites, sit-downs with lifestyle publications. In each one, she carefully praises all 3 grandchildren. But the tone shifts when Sir comes up. For Rumi, it's a star, a force, an artist who won't be denied. For Blue, the praise is operatic, but when asked about Sir, Tina's words are flat, restrained. Sir is very quiet. He likes books and numbers. She said it twice, nearly verbatim, in 2 different interviews. And in another, she let this one slip. He's not really into fashion, yet. That yet hung in the air like smoke. Was it a hopeful add-on or a nervous correction?
But after that major documentary comes out on Diddy, then you're going to start to hear more and more about Jay-Z and his nefarious.
We watched her body language. In footage from the Remember My Name ball, she beamed when talking about Blue's piano skills. She lit up describing Rumi's artwork. But when the conversation drifted towards Sir, she crossed her arms, she fidgeted with her ring. It wasn't just what she said, it was what she didn't. There was a weight to it, a flicker of discomfort, like she was repeating a script written by someone else. But Tina Knowles be complicit in all this, we don't mean as the mastermind, but as the gatekeeper, the one tasked with maintaining a narrative that's increasingly difficult to hold together. Because when a family builds an empire this large, when every public appearance, every documentary, every Grammy speech feeds into $1 billion brand, any deviation from perfection becomes a liability. And maybe Sir is that deviation, not in essence, but in how he fits the Carter image. Or
Really a conspiracy if the same person keeps benefiting off the same kind of tragedy over and over.
And here's the most haunting possibility of all. Maybe this isn't about hiding Sir from the world. Maybe it's about hiding the truth about Sir from the world. A source close to an Ivy Park campaign from 2021 told us that Sir was originally scheduled to appear in a series of matching family shots with Beyonce and the twins. The wardrobe was prepped, the set was booked, but he never came. Not due to illness, not due to scheduling. According to the source, they just said he wasn't going to be part of it anymore. No explanation. We weren't even allowed to ask. No explanation. That phrase follows every Carter-related Sir story like a shadow. It's what makes this different from typical celebrity privacy. This isn't a matter of shielding a sensitive child. It's a blackout, a lockdown, a coordinated absence. And meanwhile, the public is being fed symbols instead of substance. A whiskey bottle bearing his name, a lyric about bloodlines, a caption referencing power and confidence, but no photo of the boy it's supposedly on. If the Carters were truly celebrating Sir, wouldn't we have seen something? A recent photo, a short video, even a moment in a family montage? Instead, we get stylized misdirection and silence that gets louder with each passing year.
The both worlds. Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about this shit.
Nobody talks about that project.
That's smooth under the rug.
Why?
For all the theories, all the press statements, and all the silence, one dynamic rarely gets the spotlight: the reality that Sir is a twin. In any other family, twins might be treated as a unit, a mirrored pair navigating life side by side. But in the Carter household, the twin narrative has quietly unraveled. Rumi has emerged as a public-facing darling, featured in campaigns, praised by family, and now immortalized in a charting song on her mother's country album. Sir, by contrast, has faded deeper into obscurity. It's a psychological divide that raises real questions about how visibility shapes identity, especially for children growing up in a media-constructed house of mirrors. Twins often form bonds based on equal attention and mutual presence. But when one child is consistently elevated in the public eye and the other left out, it can fracture more than just perception. It sets up an imbalance that reinforces itself. The world talks about Rumi, so Rumi is shown more. Sir, absent from view, becomes the subject of speculation. That speculation breeds more distance, more shielding, more absence. We've seen this before in high-profile families, where one twin becomes the brand and the other fades into metaphor. And in Sir's case, the metaphor is turning into myth. The missing twin trope isn't just poetic, it's dangerous, especially when that child's well-being is framed more like a riddle than a reality.
This morning, rap mogul Jay-Z is denying allegations he assaulted a 13-year-old girl alongside rapper Sean Diddy Combs. That civil lawsuit filed against Combs in October was amended Sunday to include Jay-Z. The accuser, identified only as Jane Doe, says she was assaulted by both men.
This is where the fault lines of fame cut deepest, because celebrity culture doesn't just elevate, it isolates. When the public projects roles onto children before they've even formed full personalities, those roles can harden into cages. Rumi is the performer, Blue is the legacy, and Sir, he's the question mark, the blank space. It's not just about what the Carters are choosing to show, it's also about what the rest of us are choosing to believe. And that may be the hardest truth of all, that in watching too closely, speculating too loudly, and celebrating selectively, we might be helping to write the very narrative we're questioning. So what are we left with? A media storm triggered by Ye, a trust clause that may prioritize branding over belonging, a grandmother rehearsing lines while dodging real answers, and a child who's been treated like a ghost in his own family. This isn't just about fame, it's about control, about what happens when legacy turns into leverage and innocence becomes collateral. If this continues, if Sir is kept in the margins while his sisters rise in tandem with their parents' fame, the long-term consequences could stretch far beyond public curiosity. Children grow up, they ask questions, they read the headlines.
I don't have no felonies, I'm not crazy or none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts, and seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything, so, I don't want to see him go down for something that, you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
So we have to ask the question no one inside that circle wants to hear. Is the Carter family protecting Sir, or are they protecting a secret that could shatter their empire? Hit that comment section with your thoughts. We're listening. And until next time, stay curious, stay sharp, and never stop looking past the lens.